Welcome back to Complete Cubing, and today I'm going to be showing you
my mains and goals for the end of 2023. So for 3x3, my main cube is the JPerm Maglev WRM from MOU. And this cube, it has the purple internals, so that's obviously a plus. It's also a fast cube, although not as fast as the original worm. But the JPerm version does come pre-lubed right out of the box. And it's really nice and quick. I like it a lot. It is tighter as well, but still a very nice cube. Now, unfortunately, the logo has worn off as well, but overall, I really enjoy using this cube. So for 2x2, I use the MGC Elite. This cube has very fast turning. It's also pretty flexible, has some nice corner cutting. The logo has worn off. As you can see, it wore off pretty quickly for me. There's no adjustable spring settings. Obviously, you can change the tension, but I found it to be pretty nice coming right out of the box. It's not the quietest cube, but it is a very nice cube to turn, very fast and flexible, and I find that it is a very good fit for me. For 4x4, I use the I believe it's the ZHICHUANG Mini 4x4, and this 4x4 comes in at 56 millimeters, which is the size of a normal 3x3, but I find that I am able to use it well because I have smaller hands. For being this small, the performance is quite good. Ignore that lockup. But this 4x4 really is a very good, solid choice. Also a great budget option. I believe it's around $15, and for being this good, I would say that it is a very, very good option. So for 5x5, I use the JPerm MGC. For me, it was way too tight out of the box, so I loosened it by about 3/4 of a turn. And now I really like it. It has some very fast and smooth turning. The corner cutting is good, and it just feels very smooth. The pieces just kind of glide. But I do have an honorable mention, and that is the ZHICHUANG 5x5 V2M. This 5x5 is a bit louder than the MGC, and I wouldn't say it's as good, but it is a budget 5x5, again, somewhere around $15, and I would highly, highly recommend this 5x5. It comes in at such a good price, and this is a very good option as well. It can be fast. Overall, very good 5x5, but the MGC does take the spot for the best 5x5. So now we start to get into events that I don't do a lot of, but for 6x6, I like the MGC a lot. It is, for 6x6, I would say it is incredibly good. It's a fast cube, and you don't see a lot of lockups or pops on it. The corner cutting is pretty good as well, especially for 6x6. Inner layers are fast as well. Overall, this is a very, very good cube. I like it a lot, and I would highly recommend it. And finally, the beast of the N puzzles. We have the YJ MGC 7x7. Now, I don't really do 7x7, but for what I do, I have this cube, and it is incredibly good. Now, I don't have very big hands, but so that is one downside. It feels a bit big in my hands, but overall, I really like this cube. It has really smooth turning, good corner cutting, and again, it doesn't pop or lock up very much. Now, I haven't tried the new MOYU 7x7. I believe it's the Aoshi 7x7. And I know that is smaller, but I do like the 7x7, and especially for the price, for someone who doesn't do 7x7 a lot, I would say this is a really good deal and a very good cube. So for Scube, I use the X-Man WINGY V2 Scube. This is quite a bit cheaper than the GAN Scube at about $22, I believe. And for that price, this is a very, very good option. I really enjoy its concave design. It helps me grip it a lot. And then it's also a fast cube as well. I don't think I have adjusted it, but it has this nifty adjustment system in there, like all the X-Man cubes. And it's very easy to use, and then you can also adjust the tensions in the middle there. But overall, I really like this cube, and it is a very, very good option. I would highly, highly recommend it to anyone. And for the price, I think this makes it perhaps the best cube on the market. For PyraMINX, I use the GAN standard PyraMINX. Now, I don't do PyraMINX a whole lot, but for what I do, this is a great PyraMINX, a great option. It has fast turning. Its corner cutting is amazing, like 45 degrees, especially compared to the old, I believe it was the old Maylong PyraMINX I had. This is really quite a good option. I really find it to be very reliable, very good PyraMINX. It has the occasional lockup, but other than that, it is a very solid PyraMINX, and I would highly recommend it. I just recently learned Square One, so this is really my first good Square One. I had an old cheap Chi one, but this is the YUXIN Little Magic Magnetic Square One, and I find it to be very, very good, especially for the low price. It's very quick, and the magnets are noticeable, and they're very nice to have, helps align the turns. I really do enjoy this Square One. Again, I just recently learned it, but I think that this is a very, very good option, especially if you are getting into Square One for the first time. It's a very, very reliable option, and I do not think you can go wrong with it. Okay, now for the penultimate cube, I have the GAN MEGAMINX. I like this cube a lot. It is very, very light for a MEGAMINX, so that is one perk about it. It's also just an all-around very, very good cube, and I like it a lot. It really is, it's just an overall good cube. I mean, the corner cutting is also quite amazing on it. So I don't do MEGAMINX a whole lot. I did get this for my birthday. It's definitely not a budget MEGAMINX. It is quite expensive. I think it comes in at around $50, but it's also smaller and more compact, which again, I have smaller hands, so that makes it a bit more convenient for me. Overall, I think it is a very good MEGAMINX. However, if you do want a budget MEGAMINX, that the YUXIN V2 is a much better option for a budget MEGAMINX. However, if you are more advanced at MEGAMINX or just want a very, very premium MEGAMINX, I think the GAN PureMINX is a good option. And now finally we have clock. Now, you can probably tell by the fact that I use the SHENGSHOU clock as my main that I don't do clock really. I'm just gonna tell you straight up, if you want a good clock, get the ZHICHUANG. Don't bother getting the SHENGSHOU, get the ZHICHUANG. But however, if you are like me and you don't really do clock that much and don't really care about it, then I mean, this is a decent option. It's really not anything compared to the ZHICHUANG. Everything's slower and it's just not as good. But if you just want a clock to solve once in a while, not really be competitive at it, then this is a feasible option. Okay, my main for 3x3 is the Tornado V3 Pioneer, because although some people think it is way too fast, I love the feel of it just being able to, control your moves, and yeah, it's super fast. The size is around 56 millimeters, about average, and yeah, the price clocks in at around $40. Okay, and for 3x3, by the end of 2023, I want my single to be, haven't thought of it, want it to be sub 8, and I want to average around 10 seconds. I know it's fairly ambitious, but yeah. And for 2x2, I main the MGC Elite. It is very fast and a bit locky, but I can get past that in solves, and yeah. Overall, just a great cube. And I'd recommend it because of the low price. It's only about $12 and it's one of the best cubes on the market. So for 2x2, I used to be the 2x2 king because Elliot has surpassed me with his skills. So I'm gonna learn full CLL and I hope to be, sub 4 by the end of the year. Okay, and my 4x4 main is the MGC. It's really nice, controllable. I don't know where my logo went, but it's really nice, and yeah. And for being one of the best cubes on the market, it only being $20 is surprisingly good. For 4x4, I don't really do 4x4 all that much, but I kind of want to be sub 1 by the end of the year. And for 5x5, I again use the MGC. It's just a great, great line of cubes. And again, for the price, it is really nice. It's around $25. Again, I don't really do big cubes all that much, so I don't even really know what I want to be averaging for 5x5 by the end of the year. And yeah, I just have nothing. Yeah, and I do not have a 6x6 or 7x7. Okay, and for my PureMINX main, I main the,
Don't know your main?
Yeah. Okay, so my PureMINX main is the Waylong. Had to check Speedcube Shop for it, of course, because I definitely know the name of my own main. And this cube is around $20 and it is stupidly fast. Whenever I try and do one of these algorithms, I forgot it, but it is insanely fast. The only algorithm that I can do normally is so for PureMinx, I want to be averaging around 7 seconds, and my Scube main is WINGY Maglev, and it is very fast. I like the feel of it. It locks up in a way that kind of doesn't harm me in my subs. Doesn't like decrease the time. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it's very fast, and yeah, it's pretty controllable. Okay, for Scube, I want to be averaging sub 5. I've been learning a lot of new algorithms, and I've found that I really like it, so yeah. And my MEGAMINX main is the YJUHU V2. It is around $15, and it is really good. It's one of the best cubes on the market. Pretty fast, and yeah. Alright, for MEGAMINX, I want to be averaging, sub 130, I'd say. And I want a single of sub 1 minute. I don't really know how hard it is because I'm just getting into it like a lot, so. And last but certainly not least, we have OH. And I main the GAN Mini M Pro, and it is very good for OH because I used to have a fairly small cube, but it definitely still wasn't small enough for my standards because I have a very small hand, so this is perfect for my solves, and I'm averaging a lot better on it. For OH, I want to average sub 20, and I want my single to be sub 12.